Canada Prime Minister Mark Carney has backed down on his end of the trade war and agreed to negotiate immediately on a new agreement in a victory for Donald Trump. The president announced a 90-day pause on all new reciprocal tariffs, in a major reversal which caused one of the biggest stock market rallies in history. He did not spare China, however, instead slapping Beijing with yet another round of import taxes. Carney, who has continued predecessor Justin Trudeau's antagonism since taking over as the leader of what Trump has referred to as the would-be 51st state, praised Trump for the move. The pause on reciprocal tariffs, announced by President Trump, is a welcome reprieve for the global economy, he said in a post to social media. The Liberal Party leader added that he and Trump will commence negotiations on a new economic and security relationship immediately following the federal election. On March 23rd, Carney dissolved Parliament and called for a snap election to be held April 28th, which he is currently favored to win. He said that while Canada will negotiate with the U.S., Trump's signal that he will negotiate with several other countries means his nation will have to react similarly. In that context, Canada must also continue to deepen its relationships with trading partners that share our values, including the free and open exchange of goods, services, and ideas, he wrote. DailyMail.com has reached out to the White House for comment. In March, Carney made his first speech as the incoming prime minister, and he wasted no time in attacking Trump. Trump twice slapped across-the-board tariffs on Canada before his most recent pause. Carney said he would keep retaliatory tariffs on the U.S. until the Americans show us respect. He's attacking Canadian families, workers, and businesses, and we cannot let him succeed, and we won't, he told voters at the Liberal Party convention. In trade as in hockey, Canada will win. Former Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has argued Trump is trying to hurt Canada's economy to force it to become part of the United States. It is currently a Commonwealth country, meaning it has an independent Prime Minister and Parliament, but King Charles is its head of state. Another theory is Trump is upset over failed Trump hotels in Toronto and Vancouver and is seeking revenge. Others speculate it's his antagonistic relationship with Trudeau that led to his desire to annex the country. Trump has repeatedly referred to the former PM as Governor Trudeau. Trump also argues Canadians would benefit from lower taxes and secure borders as part of the U.S. To be honest with you, Canada only works as a state. It would be one of the great states anyway. This would be the most incredible country, Trump said in the Oval Office on March 13th. Visually, if you look at a map, they drew an artificial line right through it, between Canada and the U.S., just a straight artificial line. Somebody did it a long time ago, many decades ago, and it makes no sense, Trump continued, apparently referring to a 1908 treaty that settled the boundary between the U.S. and Canada. It's so perfect as a great and cherished state. Trump was forced to backtrack on his sweeping tariff plans because of a fire sale in the bond market, which could have triggered economic meltdown. Alongside causing turmoil in the stock market, Trump's sweeping tariff plans sparked a major U.S. government bonds sell-off, the likes of which had not been seen since the depths of the COVID-19 crisis. Experts are saying that it was this, rather than simply the art of the deal, which caused the White House to backtrack on its tariff proposals. On Wednesday, the president announced a 90-day pause on all new reciprocal tariffs, in a major reversal, which caused one of the biggest stock market rallies in history. He did not spare China, however, instead slapping Beijing with yet another round of import taxes. The fire sale in the bond market came to a head late on Tuesday and into Wednesday. The 10-year Treasury yield climbed overnight above 4.51%, while the 30-year Treasury yield hit a high of 5.02% on Tuesday night, CNBC reported. U.S. government bonds have traditionally been seen as one of the world's safest assets, and as a place where investors can put their money in times of volatility. But the sudden fall was one of the clearest signs yet that investors may be beginning to lose confidence in their safe haven status, and an indication of just how much the world's biggest economy was shaken by Trump's tariff plans. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent insisted that the decision to delay tariffs was driven by the president's strategy, rather than the shocking rise in bond yields. He and I had a long talk on Sunday, and this was his strategy all along, he told reporters outside the White House on Wednesday. But Trump himself said he was watching the bond market closely as he decided to implement the pause. "The bond market right now is beautiful," Trump told reporters. "I saw last night where people were getting a little queasy."
We launched a new joint operations partnership supported by a $200 million investment between Canada's security and law enforcement agencies, a partnership that will enhance the coordination of information and intelligence in order to thwart criminal gangs involved in the illegal fentanyl trade. And critically, our actions are working. As the U.S. Customs and Border Protection just acknowledged, there was a 97% drop in fentanyl seizures from January compared to December, to a near zero low of less than half an ounce seized in January, even with all the further enforcements and actions we've taken at the borders. In sum, we stepped up. We engaged closely and constructively with the President and his administration. We did everything we promised. We stuck to our word. And we did it because we believe in working together to protect our citizens. Now I want to speak directly to one specific American, Donald. In the over 8 years you and I have worked together, we've done big things. We signed a historic deal that has created record jobs and growth in both of our countries. We've done big things together on the world stage, as Canada and the US have done together for decades, for generations. And now we should be working together to ensure even greater prosperity for North Americans in a very uncertain and challenging world. Now, it's not in my habit to agree with the Wall Street Journal, but Donald, they point out that even though you're a very smart guy, this is a very dumb thing to do. We two friends fighting is exactly what our opponents around the world want to see. And now, to my fellow Canadians, I won't sugarcoat it. This is going to be tough, even though we're all going to pull together, because that's what we do. We will use every tool at our disposal so Canadian workers and businesses can weather this storm. From expanding EI benefits and making them more flexible to providing direct supports to businesses, we will be there as needed to help. But Canada, make no mistake, no matter how long this lasts, no matter what the cost, the federal government and other orders of government will be there for you.